Bishop of an area church is ousted for his role in recent rallies standing up to injustices and racial inequality. I sat down with Bishop Scott Volland today, who shares some of what was said in a meeting that left him without a church, but not without a voice.
It has deeply hurt us because this is people that we've poured 3.5 years of our lives into, people that we've been with through weddings and weddings of their children, baptism.
A vision of diversity. That's what Bishop Scott Volland had in mind when he and his wife started leading the Heights. Volland has been very vocal about racial inequality in our nation and state, even participating in local rallies. But since the nation's eyes are now turning to Lowndes County, it's something he says some in the church don't agree with him doing.
He said that what I was doing was shedding a negative light on the church, and I was told that my views did not reflect many of the views in that church, that they in fact did not only disagree with me being involved, but in many cases disagree with what I was saying.
Volland says some threatened to leave the church because they disagreed with him speaking out for causes of equality and social justice. Part of Volland's mission, he says, is to reach out to all people and have a church that represents the entire community. But during the Thursday night meeting where he was voted out, Volland says he was told his agenda wouldn't work.
When I took exception to the word agenda being used, it was then corrected to say, well, your plan, your passion, what you want, either way, it won't work in this church.
For the Heights congregation, it's a vision that's changed. Volland says things were stated that don't represent the direction he had in mind, and racial issues are still here in Columbus, Mississippi.
I have heard remarks over the past few weeks of how this is the Deep South. That's just the way things are here. I've heard remarks of this is Mississippi, we don't care what goes on in the rest of the country.
Volland stresses he has no ill will towards anyone in the church. They're just not seeing eye to eye.
This was just a time where our visions and our ideologies were diametrically opposed, and it was best for us to part ways than to continue to be a frustration one to another and have bitterness and things like that build up. I would sooner part ways on a somewhat friendly note than to stay and part ways as enemies.
I have called the Heights and left a message with the office. So far, no one has returned my call. Volland also added that during the vote, the board was deadlocked and one member in support of Volland voted to remove him because no common ground was being met. That board member has since resigned.